Have you ever reacted to something in a way that felt bigger than the moment itself? Like your emotions suddenly came rushing out, and even you weren't sure why? That's often not your adult self reacting. That's your inner child, hurt, unheard, and still holding on. Inside each of us is a younger version of ourselves, the child who needed comfort but didn't always receive it, the one who was told to be quiet, to toughen up, to stop crying, the one who might have been shamed, ignored, or asked to grow up too fast. That child didn't disappear. They just got buried under the layers of who we became to survive. Healing the inner child is not about blaming the past. It's about finally giving yourself the care and compassion you always needed. It's about creating safety within yourself, a space where all parts of you, especially the wounded ones, are allowed to show up and be loved. So, where do you begin? Start by listening. Instead of judging your overreactions or shutting down your pain, get curious. When something hurts more than it should, ask yourself, what part of me is feeling this? What memory does this emotion belong to? You may be surprised at how clearly that little voice speaks when you finally tune in. Then, speak to yourself the way you wish someone had spoken to you back then. Say the words your younger self needed to hear. You're safe now. You didn't deserve that. You are lovable, even when you're messy. These simple sentences can rewire the way you relate to yourself. They can soften the harsh inner critic and replace it with a more nurturing presence. Another step toward healing is play. Yes, play. So many of us forgot how. Reconnect with what made you light up as a child. Was it drawing? Exploring nature, dancing to music in your room? These are not childish things. They are healing rituals. They remind your nervous system that joy still exists, that life isn't only about survival. Forgiveness is part of the journey too, not always of others, but of yourself. Forgive yourself for coping the only way you knew how. For the years you abandoned your feelings just to get through, for the walls you built to feel safe. You were doing your best with what you had, and now you're learning a new way. Healing the inner child is a gentle process. It's not a one-time fix. It's a daily invitation to respond with compassion instead of control, to pause instead of push, to feel instead of flee. Over time, you begin to notice the triggers don't sting as much. The sadness doesn't stay as long. The peace becomes more real. You're not broken. You're becoming whole. And that begins by turning toward the part of you that was left behind and saying, I see you. I've got you now. If this message touched something in you, consider subscribing to this channel. Not for quick fixes, but for a space that honors the slow, powerful work of healing. A place where your inner child is always welcome. And so are you. You don't have to be perfect to begin. You just have to be willing. Start small, stay kind. And remember, the journey back to wholeness is a homecoming, one step at a time.